Alright guys, so just filming this while editing the video. As you have seen, 30,000 pounds in only 3 months of working together between myself and Peter. Peter is the owner of Niche Financial Solutions, and in this video, you're going to hear his side of the story on our experience working together. There's so many people in the space who say they can do this, they talk about what they can do, they say that they will deliver this, but the truth is that talk is cheap, and quite often anybody can say whatever they want, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that is going to translate or manifest into reality. But as I always like to say, proof is in the pudding. Don't hear things from me because I talk on this channel a lot, and I know that I waffle a lot about what I can do, and I talk about what I can potentially deliver. But proof's in the pudding. You can hear things from Peter himself. We have been working together for about 5 months now. We started off really refining the ICP, and whenever we had refined that, he was getting a consistent 1 to 2 appointments a day, give or take, and converting about 1 to 2 cases a week. Over time, we have really refined that down. He's charging very well for the service that he's providing, and we're able to get up to the region of about £30,000 agreed deals, potential business there, and 15,000 due to completion in the first quarter of the year, which will obviously see details in the video. So I appreciate you clicking on this one. I'm gonna leave here. You can actually watch the video and hear from Peter himself, and he'll give you a rundown, not me, of exactly how things went. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I appreciate you tuning in as well.
Hello.
Hey mate, you right?
Yeah, not too bad, Peter. How are things?
Fantastic. Nice to see you, mate.
Yeah, nice to see you too. Have we had a bit of a haircut there since we last spoke?
Yeah, but you need one, don't you? So
No, no, tell me about it.
you left on your head.
Yeah.
How many eggs you got in there?
How many? I don't know. At least 6.
Nice
No.
to see you, mate, anyway.
Yes, good to see you too, Peter. Good to see you
I booked another deal in today.
What was it, sorry?
I booked another deal in for us today, Mr. Coyle.
Oh, nice one. Did you give him a call?
Yeah, I gave him a call and he wants to do it, so we're doing it. He's nice little deal it is.
Nice
He's
one.
raising some money and consolidating his mortgage and his loan. So that's another deal we got on the go. So that means we've got 16 grand worth of business on the go, plus 3 grand paid out. So it's all right, doing all right. Just need more business, mate. So over to you then. What are we going to do today then? What's the plan?
Yeah, brilliant. Well, Peter, thank you for coming on. Either way, it's obviously great to see that. I wasn't able to find him there in the pipeline, but I'll take your word for it. Don't worry. But yeah, Peter, heads up. Obviously, you probably saw this one's being recorded. Obviously, if it's okay with yourself, we can just have a quick chat, sort of 10 minutes, run through how things have gone for the past couple of weeks, if that's okay.
You're recording it for BBC?
Yeah, it's getting broadcast to the nation this evening.
Fair enough.
No, not quite. Just be for myself. From my own record.
That's fine.
But
yeah, all right.
Yeah, hair's looking fabulous, Peter. Don't worry.
Look at my teeth. I have some teeth. I've had some teeth issues, so I'm waiting for a new plate to be fitted. So
we have a bit of facial hair going this time, which we didn't have last time we spoke.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so far away. What are we going to talk about today then?
Yeah, Peter, I have a couple of questions, just if it's okay. We can run through them, and you can let me know. As honest and transparent as we can. I want to just get your thoughts on it and how things have gone.
Yeah.
The first question I would have for yourself was what actually made you want to sort of take the step into working with me? I know I had reached out, and I suppose I had a proposal for yourself. What was it that actually made you comfortable in the first place with coming on board and giving it a go?
Well, it's simple. I've been dealing with a lot of idiots in my time, and what normally happens with people like you, not like you, people that offer the service that you offer, they tie you into an agreement where you're paying a monthly charge, and you end up paying £1,000 a month for nothing. And after 6 months of not working, you spent 6 grand plus the advertising costs. And I wasn't prepared to do that anymore. What you offered was a profit share at the end, which for me is the best way of doing business. That's what we do with our clients when we have referrals from brokers. If other brokers can't do business and they give it to us, we have a split with them and we pay them on the back end when it's successful. And the big thing with you, 2 things really, was one, you dragged me in with the no upfront costs, which I love. And secondly, I found you were committed from the word go to make it work and weren't one of these fly-by-night merchants, Emmett. Typical marketing bods.
Yeah.
Wankers, I call them, basically.
Fingers crossed I don't fall into that bracket anyway. Yeah.
No, but it was two reasons for that. One was your commitment to doing it, but first of all, your commitment to doing it on a back end deal, which for me was very, very important, which is why I'm prepared to pay you more than the agreement if it's, because I think you're worth it. And you will get more of a share the more business profit I make. Because I'm not one of these guys who is not going to share the benefits. I will. So if we get more and more business completed, you'll get more and more, and probably a higher cut of what the income we receive. It's basically due to your commitment and to your
no, he's on another call at the moment.
No success fee nil. And what a lot of marketers do is I'll get 50 a week emails, and I'll be honest with you, mate, I've been them all. They all want the same thing. Management fee of £1,000. Piss off. No, I'm not interested. So that's the reason. That's the reason I recommended you to somebody a few weeks ago. I don't know if anything come of that. And I've already recommended you to a friend of mine, Mr. Phil Curley, who does pensions.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he'll contact you probably in the next few weeks. And he's interested in doing Facebook for pensions. So that's the reason, mate.
Nice one. Appreciate the referral. And obviously just for the camera as well, when it came to the setup, it was a case that it was going to be the back end split on performance. Just that way there's a bit of skin in the game for myself. But obviously you went ahead and actually said that you were willing to pay more because of the level of business and the size of the deals that were coming through. Do you mind?
The reason for that, Emma, is that let's say you're dealing with somebody else and they're in another broker, for example. I'm not saying you are, but I think your expectation on the income was a bit lower than my expectation. So when you probably think, and forgive me if I'm wrong, you probably think a broker might charge a £500 fee and receive a proc fee for the lender, and he might be making £1,000, £1,500 on the case. I want to make £3,000 or £4,000 on a case, which is why you need to be looking with your other clients. If you need to find out what their fee structure is before you agree to a split.
Yeah.
Because 150 quid a case is nothing. Not worth doing. But £300 or £400 a case is, Emmett. Do you not agree?
Definitely. And that's why it was so important for us to go after the right type of clients as well. And identifying the right service that we wanted to provide, because we can charge a lot more for the people that we're bringing in, but that's just because of the messaging and the strategy that we had in the first place,
If I'd lower my fees, I'd write twice as much business. It'd take me twice as long. I'd probably have to employ somebody. That's all my profit gone. I'd rather complete 1 or 2 deals a week and make them worth £3,000 or £4,000 a deal than 4 or 5 deals a week worth £1,500 a deal. It's 2 or 3 times as much work for the same income. It's ridiculous. So I'm not going to change my fee structure. And it works for us. So you can see it's working for us. So there you go. Your next question.
Straight to it. Yeah, so I suppose what I'm looking to understand as well is where you guys stood before coming on with myself and where you stood after. What did you sort of have in place? Because I know you mentioned the rest of the guys that you receive emails from and whatnot, and you've tried a couple of different methods in the past. What did you actually have in place before coming in with myself, and how was that going?
We have basically 2, apart from you, prior to you, I used to buy leads from lead suppliers. And I did it with some success. And basically what they do, they charge you for a mortgage lead or a loan lead, normally something like 30, 40 quid a lead. And I phone them and try and convert them. They're lead providers, they're lead companies. What normally happens in those instances, you start off okay, and then they start giving you a load of shit and a load of crap. So a typical lead provider would sell the same lead on to 2 or 3 different people, and they don't really care about repeat business. They're just looking to rip people off by a new arrangement. So frankly, I stopped using the lead provider because my return on investment, my ROI, was dropping to something like, as I said to you, I always measure productivity of something by how much it costs me and how much I get in. So I was probably looking at two or 3 times return with lots of work, and I'm looking for more than that. So I was using leads. Secondly, we always have used brokers, third-party brokers. These are people that don't arrange or don't have the skills that we have to place what I would consider to be specialist business. For example, second charge buy-to-lets, doing one this afternoon, second charge mortgages, bridging finance. So I get brokers who are basically mortgage brokers or mortgage introducers who, if it's not an easy mortgage, haven't got a clue what to do with it. They're called, they deal with what we call in the business vanilla clients. The ones that got 50 grand a year income, they got 2 children, 4.2 cars, and all that bollocks. Normally a dog they take for a walk in the evening, and they don't drink, and they're all. Anyway, those what you call vanilla clients, right? They're vanilla clients. Now, if it doesn't fit, and let's say that client's got a default or county court judgment or missed a loan payment, they don't know what to do with it. So I've always had business from there. So to give you an idea, before you, let's say we were completing 10 deals a month. I would say there would be 2 from lead suppliers, 4 from brokers, and maybe another 4 from our existing clients. We've been in business nearly for 20 years, so we get lots of repeat business. Can I just stop you a minute? Yes, a minute. So we've got existing clients. Now, we've been operating since 2008. It's nearly 20 years. We've got lots of repeat business. So naturally, we could probably sit here and we could probably survive on repeat business. 2 or 3 remortgages, 2 or 3 loans a month from existing clients. But we don't want to do that. We want to make money and make more money. So now we're looking at leads providers 2 a month, broker business, third-party brokers 4 a month, and existing clients 4 a month. Now it will be hopefully something like 4 existing clients a month, 4 broker deals a month, and 6 to 8 Facebook or Instagram leads. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm looking for a growth in business. A little bit of you're replacing lead providers, but you're replacing them and some. So that's why I'm getting my growth from, or hoping I am.
Yeah, definitely. And I suppose obviously you said that you were able to purchase leads, but the return was sort of at the 2 to 3x mark.
Yeah.
With regards to what we have sort of spent when it comes to the social media side of things, do you want to have a bit of a rundown of figures here? We've spent about £2,000, I think, in the past sort of 3-4 months.
Let's have a look. You're not very good at spending money, are you?
We're getting that up as well. We want to get the volume in.
My missus, she's very good at it. I reckon up to the 18th of March, we have spent on advertising 2,180 quid.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we've got, bear in mind, the first grand of that was wasted pre-Christmas, waste of time, testing this water bollocks.
Trying to find the right audience kind of thing initially.
Yeah. So let's say 1,500 quid really. Let's say use 1,500 quid. If you look at that to what we've actually got pending, then you're looking at 3 grand completed and another, including today.
Is 8 cases still in the pipeline?
16. So you're talking about 19. You're talking about 8 or 9 times return.
Yeah.
Now, if you half that, you're talking about 4 or 5 times return. Amen. So that's a big difference. So what I'm saying, if I can get a 4 or 5 time return, let's say a 5-time return. If you spend 2 grand a month, I'm expecting to get 10 to 12 grand back. I'd really like 20 grand from it. 2 grand for you and the rest for me. So maybe we might end up having to spend £3,000 to £4,000, mate.
Yeah.
But you're talking about 2 or 3 times more profitable.
Yeah. Obviously, with what we've spent, we're saying that 4 or 5 would even be okay, but that's what 1,500, and the return is coming in close to about 1920. Is that right? So
yeah,
looking pretty okay, I think.
Yeah. Well, some of that won't complete, but still be replaced by new stuff that we've already paid for.
Of course.
I mean, all this stuff here, clients who haven't got back to me yet, these are mostly yours. Look, these are cases. Mr. Bandari, right? Richard Homer, Facebook case. Alice Cannell, Facebook case. 2 or 3 cases of these will go through. Not all clients rush in straight away and say, yes, they'll do it. Some of them take 2 to 3, 4 weeks. So I'm expecting that to be near 30 grand, right? Half that completes, that's 15. You're talking about 5, 6 times income. That's how I work it out, mate. So I'm expecting a 5 or 6. By the time it's finished, I'll expect 5 or 6 times return. So as I said, I'd like 20 grand a month. So I might have to end up spending. We might have to end up spending 3 to 4 grand a month to achieve that, Emmett.
Yeah, we've obviously proved the concept now at one level. We want to take it up and actually get ourselves going.
As in all cases, Emmett, getting the same return when you grow is hard to achieve, because normally if you spend £1, right, and you get £10 back, you're happy. You spend £1,000, you expect to get 10 grand back. It doesn't work like that. The more you spend, you start getting some wastage. You don't get around to doing everything as quick as you should do. Clients fall off the side because you're not being as proactive as you used to be. So the key for us is remaining as competitive and as accurate and as professional as we are with more clients as we are with less, and that's the key.
Yeah, exactly.
You got 50, if you gave me 30, if you gave me 30 cases to phone in a day, I ain't going to do it.
No, you'll need Superman to help you with that one, Peter. There's no way.
Ideally, I'd like 6 or 7 or 8 clients a day to call. So I had 4 today, and I've got 4 tomorrow, so we can double that easily. So there's room for growth, and because I deal with them all myself, or Sarah, my colleague, deals with them. I'm not giving these leads to inexperienced people to work that wouldn't know a deal from their arse and their elbow, mate. To be fair, Emmett. Yeah, I'm not criticising young people. You're a nice young man, but I'm saying if you've been doing this job as long as I do, I know how to pitch it, how to talk to clients. I can recognise whether there's an option and when there's not an option. When it's an inexperienced person, there's some wastage there. So I'm very much hands-on, and I'm going to remain that way. So I'm pretty expected to hit the 5 to 6 times return on investment that we just discussed. So there you go. Next question.
Yeah, definitely. I suppose I was wondering as well, obviously this stuff's coming from social media. The two of us, we sat down and we got familiarized and accustomed to actually filming as well and getting the content out there.
Yeah.
I know that you sort of touched on this just, I suppose, off camera, us privately talking. How did you find that the video campaigns and actually being able to have that, I suppose, rapport with people before you even spoke with them? How did that play into the conversations that you had?
Well, it's worked really well. I must admit, I had some trepidation when we first did it, because, it's all my friends laugh at it when they see it. I know it's not. Stop laughing. She's laughing now. See, I laugh when I see it because it is funny, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the whole point. If we can get people laughing and doing business at the same time, that's all we want.
People, and I've got to say this, mate. Lots of people that have commented about me on there. Am I the person on the film? I think I come across as being approachable. I think
Empathetic.
that's how I am. You see, many people think people in our business, and there are a lot of people in our business who aren't very approachable, who aren't very communicative, and people don't feel they're very comfortable with them. So I do think the videos have been very, very good, and I don't mind doing them. And once I get my teeth in, I'll do some more. But I do, as I said to you before, I think it'd be handy if we changed the background or did it in a different way, or just mixed it up a bit so it doesn't look like the same old bearded twat talking the same old shit. People will get bored of that, so we need to freshen it up.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we'll get in place as we take things up. Obviously, testament to yourself that you're not looking to just sell what we have. You know what I mean? And that's something that's worked well. I think the fact that you want to keep growing with the level of businesses coming in, and we want to take it up even further. And it's only going to help having a bigger operation behind that when it comes to not only the spend, but the content as well. And that's ultimately what's going to get us to the next level when it comes.
One of your problems is going to be dealing with all the idiot text messages you get and all that type of thing. See, I don't know how busy you are and how many other clients you're dealing with, but the busier we'll get, the more time you'll have to put towards that. So I don't know what your plans are there.
Yeah, I think this probably goes quite well into the performance model, because having that on performance, the more business that you guys do, even just from a selfish perspective, the more that I can earn, but the two of us can benefit, If there's more coming in for you, at the end of the day, there's more coming in for me. And that gives the two of us the incentive to commit to it even further as well. And I think that's probably worked out pretty well for us so far. Would you agree?
Yeah, I do. I think if we can get to 20 grand worth of payouts a month, and you'll be earning probably between 2 and 4 grand out of that yourself, that's a good return for the commitment you've given. And then, see, why I want to pay more money to you is because I want you to concentrate on me and not the other people you deal with. It's just a purely selfish thing. And I've always been the same way. I've always paid my staff good money because I don't want them to go somewhere else, right? Simple as that. And it encourages people to, support me if they're getting a good return and don't feel that they're not getting a fair return on the investment they're putting into it, Emmett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose overall, Peter, would you say it's something that has actually been worthwhile and has helped the business with getting yourselves new inquiries in and helping take yourselves a bit closer to, I know you mentioned 20K over and over.
Yeah.
Overall, would you say it's been a good commitment and a good step for the business?
Of course I would, yeah, it's right. As I said, I'm really keen to make. It's not even the end of April yet. We got off to a slow start in January because of whatever reason, and we haven't spent much money. And when you think about it, for 2 grand spend, I mean, you've sent me at least 200 cases to speak to. I haven't spoken to them all, right? But to get 20 grand worth of business out of that, or 18 grand worth of business potentially out of that, because that amount of spend, as I said, is incredible. So I want to spend more money, and I want to see that go up. And I want to come into 5, 6, 7, 8 appointments a day. All right, split this way, Matt. Right. I'm only joking.
Joke for the camera, of course. It's a joke for the camera.
No, I trust you implicitly. Now, of course I do. So that's where we want to be, Emmett. Next question.
Yeah, probably not one that you were expecting, but I want to, like I said, I want this to be as honest and transparent as we can. What would have been your main criticisms of working with myself? What's been the biggest bottleneck that's holding us back from actually getting to where we want to be as of thus far?
I haven't got any issues at all. I think you're very easy to work with, Emmett, and you're very responsive. I know you're very hard working. I know you've got a supportive family behind you, which helps, to be honest.
Yeah, shout out to my dad if he's watching.
Your man sounds like he's all right, so I'm sure he's supporting you in this. I'd imagine he is. That's a good thing. So I haven't got any issues with anything that we're doing. I just want to see natural growth, sensible natural growth. And I'll let you know if you're not spending enough money, and you'll come back to me and tell me why. But we'll continue to have those conversations. But there hasn't been anything negative, Emmett.
Yeah. No, we know where we want to get to, and I think we've proved a decent concept so far. It's just about ramping up the spend now to get up to, 8 cases a month. That's what we're going for. We want to get 2 a week. And we're on about, 1 a week so far, I think we've been putting through. So
I mean, in the month of March itself, I'll go to what we've actually. When a guy's proceeding, it's when somebody says, "I'd like to proceed with that, please." Right? That's the point. That's the deal. I then send them the paperwork in the post, and we chase up that paperwork. Now, for the month, if you look for the month of March, which we're in now, we have the month of March. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4 cases on the books for March. Mr. Woolley, he's a deaf person. Mr. Woolley, do you remember him? Please don't phone me on deaf. That one. It's Mr. Woolley. Mr. Danny Youthank, which we never thought was a deal in the first place. Do you remember? You probably don't. Just say you don't. Just nod. Right. He's got 2 deals with him. And Mr. Coyle, which we're doing now, that's not bad. That's 1 a week. You're right. It represents roughly 1 a week. If we can double that to 2 a week and get 8 on there and complete 6 of them, and then you're talking about 18, 20 grand, you see. That's as simple as that. Basic mathematics. So yeah, we need to write more business. We need to find a way to spend more money properly, not throwing it at the wall and waiting for it to stick, but getting more business in it.
Yep. But yeah, obviously having the proof of concept is step 1. We want to just take that up now and get ourselves to the 18, 20 grand mark, which will be, I suppose, a nice one to have coming in. And if we can do the same thing, then
we'll achieve it.
Yeah.
I'm expecting to achieve that by the late summer, early autumn.
We can get that for early summer. Why not? We want.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, if you get me more business in, I will do it.
Yeah, easy.
Need more. If you can get me the same, for twice the spend, you get me twice the clients. That 4 becomes 8, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So we're heading in the right direction.
Definitely.
Next question, Emma.
All questioned out, Peter. That's all I was looking to run through. You've been very patient with me. I appreciate you coming on.
No, I want to help you, mate. I want to say this. I like working with you. You're a good laugh, and we get on well, and it works well. So if we can both earn money out of it, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, I think it goes further than just doing business. You know what I mean? There's relationships that you want to focus on too, and if we can do business and we can do relationships as well, then everybody's happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, indeed.
Even the tax man wins out of that, but sure.
Well,
maybe that's a conversation for another day. But
yeah, no, it's going well, mate. Really good. Just increase that spend, get me more business in, and maybe we could have another discussion in a month's time and see where we are compared to now.